What's going on, y'all? Um, this is probably going to be a long video. I don't know how I'm going to start it, and I don't know how it's going to end. But I felt like I had something that I needed to say, and the best way to do this is to just come straight from the heart with it. I fell in love with chainsaws, I guess give or take about 4 years ago now. And it all came about because I had this giant live oak in my backyard. I mean, this thing's probably 300 years old. It's huge, probably 9 or 10 foot around the base. And it was getting real top heavy and slanted to the side and was starting to uproot. Being a man that's always been in industry, I'm middle class at best. I got a quote on that tree, and it was like $7,000 to have that tree removed, and I couldn't afford that. My whole life, y'all, I've been a man of meager income, and let me tell you something. I've said this before. In life, for someone like myself, someone's like majority of Americans nowadays, we don't have a lot of money, and necessity is the greatest teacher in life. It is the greatest teacher in life. If you don't have the means to pay to have something done, and it has to be done, you're either going to do something illegal or you're going to learn how to do it. And that's how this came about. I went down a path figuring out how to get a good saw to cut that tree down, and I tackled it. There's a lot more to that story. There's people I met through that kind of helped guide me down this path. But that's how it all started. I'm not really going to name a lot of names because I don't want to not name somebody and hurt their feelings whenever I have had the blessings of God of so many people who have came into my life and have helped me in this venture. So if I don't say somebody's name, please don't take it to offense. There's just so many names to try to give it all into one video. It's not going to happen. But here's the thing. So yeah, 4 years ago, I got into it. I fell in love with it, and I journeyed down that path, and I started learning how to do different things. Here's a base gasket delete. All right, well, let's lower the intake a little bit more. Let's start raising the exhaust a little bit more. And I found that everything that I did was just getting better and better and better. So I started reaching out to different builders, and everybody gave me a little bit of information. Well, then I started really going down the rabbit hole. Man, I bet I have watched tens of thousands of hours of YouTube. I have read forums. I have read books. It's like I can't tell you how much time I have invested into this. Well, through this venture, I've made so many friends. The first guy that really brought me into this was Doug Philbeck, Indiana Doug. He's the one who kind of helped me through that situation with the tree and that first big saw. He's the one who really planted the seed, And through that, Doug has become a friend to me. But man, like I said, that was just putting the car in drive, really. I've made friends with so many different people, and not just friends. I'm talking about I've made brothers. There's a couple of guys just, right off the top of my head, man. My buddy Caleb Cornelison. I hate that we live so far away, because I know that man right there, I could call him anytime I need it, and he would be there to help me. He has become a true brother to me. And I've had customers who have become like brothers to me. Mike Bradham, EB Carroll, my buddy down in Florida, Steve. You know, God, y'all, just, if I don't say your name, it's not because I hold you in any less value. It's just, there's so many, you know. But not only have I made brothers and friends, I've made brothers and builders. You know, everybody, for the most part, has been very friendly and very kind and very willing to share information. And, you know, I've been able to do that myself in the last year or so. And it just feels good to be able to give back when so much has been given to me. But ultimately, I really wanted to make this video because I am so far beyond where I thought I would be. It is insane. I never expected to grow the way that I have grown in the last year. So a little over a year ago, guys, whether you like it or not, I'm a believer. I'm a religious man. I am a faithful man, and I pray constantly. I pray for the benefit of everyone around me, and those that's not around me. I pray for the good of humanity. You know, I pray for the things to make my life better, my family's life better, my friends' life better, and people that I don't even know. But honestly, I can't think of one time in my life that I ever felt like I heard God speak to me, except for this one time. About a year ago, I prayed about this in particular, because I was getting pretty good. You know, I've ported 30 or 40 saws by then, you know, and I've gotten pretty good and pretty knowledgeable. And through life's circumstances, family circumstances, the state of this country's circumstances, financial, you know, there's so many different things go into detail that I just don't want to go into detail about. But I prayed to God about starting this chainsaw porting venture. And I mean it, y'all. This is the first time that I ever really felt like I heard a voice in my head say something. And I prayed, should I do this? Should I, you know, unleash the gas pedal and go straight forward and go after it? And I swear, y'all, there was a voice in my head, and it was very simple. Do it. Those two words, do it, ignited a fire in me that I've never felt outside of the love that I have for my family, for my wife and my kids. Sorry, y'all. Lights just dimmed. Let me get them back on. Just gotta shut the door and open it back up. So, as I was saying, outside of the love that I have for my family, my wife and my kids, and I've never felt anything drive me this hard, right? So, let's do it. Hey, man, I just got the word from the man upstairs that said, hey, go after it. So that's what I did. And, you know, it had its ups and downs for the first couple months. You know, I'd get 3 or 4, then wouldn't get one for a month or 2. And then I'd get 2, 3, 4, 5, then I wouldn't get one for a month or 2. I don't know what happened, but it seemed like it really happened after I went to Randy Evans' get-together last year. There was something about being around those people and getting to run different saws, honestly, that completely warped my way of thinking into a straighter line. And all of a sudden, man, my builds just started taking off. A lot of that came too because I was finally able to get my hand on a good lathe, you know, and I was finally learning how to do lathe work. And y'all, if you're wanting to get into this, you better get a lathe. if you're not doing machine work, you're giving up 15, 20% power. And when I say that, like, don't get me wrong, every cylinder doesn't need machine work. You know, some of them just need a base cut. Some of them, you don't really have to touch at all, you know. But most of them, you're going to need to do some machine work. So that really set my build to the next level. But the things that have really changed has just been my ability to understand and comprehend the numbers and looking at a cylinder and reading it, looking at the crankcase and kind of reading where I need to get my flow velocity and stuff like that. And long story short, I mean, this is already too long of a video. Guys, I am so busy now. Through the grace of God and through the belief and the faith that others have had in me, you know, returning customers, man, y'all, like, that makes me feel so good when I see a video of a customer just ignited in happiness over something that I've built for them. And then they're like, I'm sending you another. I'm sending you another. Well, I'm sending you this too. Thank you, guys, because you fill my heart with joy and you reignite the passion every single time in me that y'all do that. But I'm so busy now that I'm having to tell people to wait. I've got 15 saws here to build right now, and probably another 10 on standby, waiting for me to get an opening. I never seen this happening a year ago. I thought, you know what, if I can build 20 saws next year, I'll feel pretty good about that. Guys, I've built 20. I think I've built 30 or more this year. I haven't really been able to keep up because I've been so busy. I still work full time at a steel mill. I work shift work. I work a lot of overtime. And then I'm doing 20 hours a week building saws. You know, it is nothing for me to work anywhere between 60 and 80 hours a week every week while I'm doing shift work and overtime because of this, you know. And I just wanted to say thank you for the support to everybody who has had their hand in the mix of helping me. And, you know, guys like Charles Briscoe and Bodie from Empire Workshop, you know, so many different guys who have influenced me through the years of watching YouTube and stuff. Like, guys, y'all are awesome, and I appreciate y'all. And then the friends that I've made in the building community, or even just guys that I've gotten to know, you know. I won't necessarily say friends, but we're cool with one another, you know. And a lot of that kind of breaks my heart too, because there's actually a lot of animosity in the building scene, and I don't get it. It's objects, y'all. We're just building objects. I don't kind of understand some of the back and forth that is between some of these guys, and you know, the hostility that someone will hold over someone else because they're even associated with that person. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I get some of it. Some of it has a legitimate story behind it, but some of it's just kind of stupid. But anyways, like, I'm cool with all of y'all, man. And everybody has been so friendly and helpful towards me. And, you know, I can't even... There have been so many guys that have had just a little bit of input in me that has helped. And I can't even, like, fathom the amount of support that I've got from builders, from customers, from friends. And it just, I mean, people that don't know me are speaking about the quality of my character. And I can't say anything else but thank you, you know. But like I said, like right now, man, I probably got 30 saws on the books. And I've already built 25 or 30 this year already. It's insane. And they just keep coming. Every time I get a build done, I get 2 more coming in behind it. It's overwhelming, honestly. I'm not going to lie. It's overwhelming. I was not prepared for this. I mean, I'm working in a metal freaking shop in the middle of South Alabama summer. In the last couple of days, I have been so overheated and so exhausted, I felt like I was going to pass out. But I thank God for that. I thank you for that. I thank my supporters for that. And, you know, sometimes I'll tell somebody, hey, it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks before I can get to your saw. It's going to be 8 to 10 weeks before I can get to your saw. And maybe I can get to it sooner. Sometimes it's taking a little bit longer because they'll schedule me for overtime and whatnot. But, I just want to say thank you guys for being patient with me and supporting me and continuing to support me, because I was not believing that this was going to just blow up the way that it has. And that's not, it has nothing to do with me. Yes, I've developed skills. I'm very customer first. I want to take care of my customers. If you pay me for a job, by God, you're going to get the best job you can get from me, because I believe in giving you what you're paying for and then some. But ultimately, it's just through faith and friendship and men supporting other men. And man, I can't get over it, man. I really can't. It's awe-inspiring. It's shocking to me that to go from where I was to where I am in such a short amount of time, it's life-changing. You're allowing me to do something for my family that I didn't see coming. Don't get me wrong, it's hard right now. But it has allowed my wife to stay home with my kids. And that's something that we really needed, because there are situations in my family that require a little bit more attention. I don't really like to get too personal, but there are medical situations, and we don't really have like this monster tribe to help us out whenever we need help with our kids. But it has allowed my wife to stay home with our kids and try to build a better foundation for them. And it's just been life-changing. So with that being said, guys, please continue to be patient with me and support me. And I'm going to give you the best freaking saw that I can build. And if I don't do it right, I'm going to fix it. I just had to buy a new top end for a guy, because the Husqvarna 5 Series cylinders kind of suck. They really do. If you don't grind them in a specific way, they're going to chip. And whenever you go to chase that chip, you better hope that you're not having to go too far past your numbers where you can't reconcile what you've done. But that's exactly what happened. I was grinding on the exhaust port, and just a freaking damn near 3/16 quarter-inch chip just pop right out of the corner of the exhaust. And I was like, oh God, man. And I went to clean it up, and I chased it, and my freaking exhaust roof ended up at 94. I was like, no, this ain't gonna work. Is it my fault? Not necessarily, but maybe kinda, because like I said, you really got to know what you're doing on these cylinders. And it threw that chip. That's it. Brand new saw, never been ran. I'm buying you a new cylinder. I'm making nothing off of this. I'm buying you a new cylinder. But that's what I believe in. That's what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to shorten this up. This has already been almost 20 minutes of me just rambling. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for your support and everything that y'all have done for me and for my family and for my business. Like I said, I never expected this to be where it's at. Like I said, right now I'm probably 2.5 months out, and I'm going to do everything I can to try to get that caught up. I'm actually taking some vacation here in a few weeks, where I'm going to have almost 2 weeks off, to where I can just freaking nose down, attack them, and I'm going to try to knock out 6 or 8 saws to where I can get that waiting list back down to go ahead and send your saw. But what's really happened is my name's really starting to get out locally as well. I haven't advertised at all. I post my build results on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and that's bringing me a bunch of saws from out of my state and bringing them in. But lately, there's been quite a few tree companies that have found out about me, and they're like, man, I got this one and this one I want to send to you. I got this one, this one, and this one, and this one that I want to send to you. And then they showing up 3 and 4 at a time, and it just boom, 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 boom. So, with that being said, y'all, I just want to say I love y'all. I can't say it any other way. I love y'all for the support that you have given me and the faith that you have in me. And please continue to be patient with me as I'm trying to grow and expedite my process. and hopefully get my other shop going. I bought another shop. It's insulated and all that, but I haven't had time to finish it. I still got to run some more electrical and throw up some paneling, get some air conditioning and some lighting in there, and get all my tools moved over there, get some organization to everything, so I'm not like I'm not fiddling through a pile of tools trying to find one thing that I need. But that's just me. I'm not as structurally organized as I need to be right now. Again, I wasn't prepared for this, and I've been so friggin' busy that I haven't been able to organize it. But yeah, for the friends that I've made, for the colleagues that have reached out and have helped me, or I've reached out to and have helped me, guys, y'all mean the world to me, and I can't begin to thank you enough for the information that you've shared to me. So with that said, like I said earlier, I love y'all. Thank you. I can't even begin to give you back what you have given me, other than I'm going to give you the best quality work that I can friggin' do. You're going to get a strong saw from me no matter what. I can promise you that. So, again, thank you guys. God bless y'all. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. I'm trying to get my following up to 1,000, so hopefully I can start getting a little bit of money off of YouTube. I'm not getting anything off of it, that's for sure. It would be nice to be able to get that little bit of extra, even if it's $100 a month. But yeah, y'all check out my YouTube, my TikTok, my Facebook. Y'all follow it. There's going to be updates on everything. I'm trying to get an actual list put together to where I can organize and structure my builds better, and try to get a more fluid flow to what I got coming in and out. But that's it, y'all. That's 23 minutes of your life. I'm sorry if you didn't watch it. If you did, I'm sorry it's taking so long, but I really wanted to get this word out. I really wanted to say thank you. I really want my friends that I've developed in this field to know that y'all mean the world to me. The brotherhoods that I have connected to, and yeah, y'all, it's been a friggin' roller coaster, but it's been a roller coaster of some amazing highs, man. And there's nowhere to go but up. I'm not going to go down. I refuse to go back. I'm only going to go forward and up. So y'all keep up with me. Like and subscribe. Do all that jazz. And God bless y'all. And as I said, I love y'all for everything that y'all done for me. And y'all keep rocking. Y'all keep slinging some chips, man. And we're going to keep doing some good things together. Y'all take care. God bless.